Today is the day we finally hit Midpond again. And in order to prep for that, I'm already loaded up, the cars are on the trailer, but I still have to mount my tires. And this one down here was especially entertaining. As you can see, I successfully turned a 255 into like a 125, so I needed to actually cut half the tire in order to get it off the wheel, because there was no way I could do a conventional unmounting. This might be a first. You see that well, where is it? Oh, over here. See that mural back there? The wife tricked out the carport a little to make it look slightly less gross. But yeah, we are loaded and ready to go for Midpond. It's arguably a pretty cold day in Florida today, which of course is relative. So after mounting like 6 tires, I'm still soaked in sweat. So hopped in the shower, got ready for the trip, and now we're headed to Alabama, and I'm pumped. 7 hours from now, I'm gonna be at one of the coolest drift tracks in the country. Hey, we're at Midpond. See? Pond, right in the middle. Midpond. And there's Boss Man on the tractor. Midpond's pits are comically small, basically. Track is dope. The pits are a little peculiar, and because of that, all the trailers need to get evacuated to the weeds. So that's what we're up to. Saturday. Drift day. This is the view from our baller mansion Airbnb. Check out this driveway. So like, I'm holding the phone level. I was like, ugh. It's a big house, right? It's like 4 stories. But by the time you actually go up this short driveway, it feels more like walking up a staircase. Look at where my truck is chilling. It's like we're above the house now. That's how steep this driveway is. So if you had a longer wheelbase truck than mine, you'd probably bottom it out. So I have to say, this is a first. I already got wrecked before the event even started. We had a little bit of a right-of-way difference of opinion for the group photo. So yeah, the Mustang is down 1 headlight and a fender. But yeah, let's yeah, that's really a first for me. So really hoping that the rest of the weekend is gonna go smoother. Got a couple laps already with the purple notch, and as expected, that thing's a rocket ship. It's a Coyote powered Fox body with a Cobra IRS, which, if that sounds familiar, then you'll know why I'm excited. Miles Flick donated some random burner tires to me, and I thought it'd be good to use them up on blue. But what I didn't factor in is that these boys are too tall. So that got me thinking, the Mustang has all kinds of clearance. So some 215s, treadwear 8000 should be entertaining. For science. Blue on purple, and we're going reverse, which we did not plan for. Day one, good day of driving. Slept well at the Airbnb. I would even go as far as to say that sleeping in a bed beats sleeping in your truck, and especially the shower is what really seals the deal. Had a lot of good conversations with other drivers, always lots of fun hanging out with people. And Jake, he has that teal convertible SN95. he wants me to drive his car and give him some feedback on like debug of what's going on. Supposedly that thing is kind of a monster to drive in the sense that the steering isn't cooperating. So we're gonna see if we can figure something out for him and get my feedback as to why it does what it does.
Full crab walk.
Banging.
You went full crab walk right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like
good.
You maxed, you went full lock, full angle. You didn't look like you were about to spin. It looked like you had the potential to spin, but you really just got it to full angle.
That was my first time ever drifting a convertible. I don't even know if I've driven a convertible even on the street. I'm not much of a convertible guy. The funny part about that is like I just had to really focus on the steering because something's not right there. Either the rack is bound up or it has to do with him running hydro boost, you know, which uses power steering fluid for the brake booster as well as for the steering. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. I gave him a couple pointers. We looked at his setup and he's got a couple things to try. But the car, when it's drifting and when it's in its happy place in drift, it feels super planted. So SN95 with a Coyote in it is definitely a riot. Super stoked I got to try that out. But I want to say it took me, you know, when I'm driving somebody else's car, I'm super conservative, of course. But I think it took me 3 laps to like get acquainted with the awkward steering on that car and feel confident enough to actually link the whole thing. So I was happy with the run. It was pretty good. The first 2 laps were just like trying to see what the car does under certain conditions, you know, so I wouldn't stuff it into the weeds. And yeah, it's always fun to drive other people's cars, and it's always amazing to me how different setups just feel so different. You know, it's really hard to put into words what a drift car feels like while driving. But yeah, that one was a wild experience. I've never driven an SN95 with that much power, and it's peculiar, is I guess a way I would put it. It's like a really fun chassis to drive. It's just a slightly heavier Fox body, of course. And I don't know how much of the driving footage of Sunday you guys are going to see because the battery of my 360 died without me noticing, so that's very unfortunate. I think some of the best runs are probably not going to be recorded. That's how that usually goes. But yeah, Stang Bash was a blast. Made it out with no major boo-boos, not counting the quote-unquote parking lot incident, you know. So yeah, Midpond, if that's one of your bucket list tracks, rightfully so. It's a really cool venue. So go check it out.